Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I'm Vikram. In this class, we'll try to have understanding about common bus and memory transfers. In our previous videos, we have clearly covered about registers and register transfer languages. Those videos are very much important to understand this concept. If you haven't watched those videos, please watch those videos and come back here. And every video in our channel is going to be a part of entire course or a playlist. Our suggestion is to follow the entire course so that you can have better understanding of the concepts. And now this video is very much important for you to understand, because the videos that we are going to, the concepts that we are going to cover in our next coming videos, those concepts are totally based upon this concept. So this video is very important to understand. We suggest you to watch this video as many times as possible until you get the complete clarity that we are going to discuss here. Now coming to this class, what is this common bus and memory transfer? For example, we will try to understand this concept by using an example. So for example, if we have these 4 registers and these 4 registers are to be interconnected in such a way so that every register is connected to every other resistor, which means that, for example, if you take R1, the R1 should be interconnected to R2, R3, R4. Similarly, R2 should be interconnected with R1, R3 and R4. If this kind of interconnections are to be made, what is one of the way to do that? So if you do it by using a navy method, like for example, if you take R1 is connected to R2, R2 is connected to, so if you try to make the interconnections between the one resistor with all the other resistors, how many connections are possible? In order to connect R1 to R2, R3 and R4, we should have 16 connections. Similarly, if you want to connect all these 4 resistors in that way, if all the interconnections are to be made among all the resistors, we need 64 connections. This is going to be very expensive interconnections. Okay, so in order to avoid that, so what is the best way to do that? The best way to do that is common bus and memory. The best way to do that is common bus. So how to construct a common bus? What is that common bus? What is the circuit that is involved in the common bus? How that circuit will be, that we will try to understand now. Now coming to this common bus, this is the circuit diagram for the common bus. So we are having 4 resistors, resistor A, B, C, D, and these 4 resistors are to be interconnected, which means every resistor has to be interconnected with other resistors, which means the transfer between any 2 resistors should be possible. Okay, so that is the use of this common bus. What this common bus is and how this common bus will work, that we will try to understand. See here we are having 4 resistors, and these are the output lines of each and every resistor, and these 4 resistors are 4-bit resistors. These 4 resistors are 4-bit resistors. Now the output lines are mentioned here: A0, A1, A2, A3, B0, B1, B2, B3, C0, C1 and D0, D1, D2, D3. So these are the output lines. Now what we are going to do is we are going to use multiplexer. So in order to create a common bus, one of the ways is by using multiplexers. So how these multiplexers are connected and how the interconnections between the resistors and the multiplexers are made, it is very important to understand. How the interconnections are made is, and what kind of multiplexers are these? What kind of multiplexers are these? These are 4x1 multiplexers. So we are having 4 multiplexer 0, multiplexer 1, multiplexer 2 and multiplexer 3. 4x1 multiplexer means the concepts of multiplexers and digital system and digital combinational circuits has already been discussed in our course called Digital Logic Design, and the prerequisite for this course is Digital Logic Design. We are again suggesting you to watch that complete course. Without understanding Digital Logic Design, the computer organization course is very difficult to understand. So here we are having 4 multiplexers and each multiplexer is a 4 input 1 output multiplexer. Okay, it is a 4x1 multiplexer, and how the interconnections between the resistor outputs and the inputs of the multiplexers are made is very important point to understand. How the multiplexer works: based upon the select lines, based upon the value of the select lines, those input values will get the data in that input lines will get transferred as the output. Let's check this. For example, if you take this multiplexer interconnections, see here if we want the data, so for example, if we consider this multiplexer, just take this one single multiplexer. So we'll take it separately. I'm taking this multiplexer with two select lines and okay, so let's take, okay, so these are the input lines and this is output line. Now I want, and these input lines are 0, 1, 2, 3, okay, and the values on this is 0, 1, 0, 1. Let's assume that these are the values that are present on these input lines. Now I want to get the value which is stored on 2. On this input line, the value has to be sent as the output. So in order to do that, what I will do is, it is 1, 0 is provided so that the value on this will be produced as the output. So this is the working principle of the multiplexer. Similarly, if I want the value on 3, this input I want to be as the output, I have to give 1, 1. Whenever we give 1, 1, this will be produced as the output. That is the basic principle of multiplexer. Okay, so now we are having the select lines 0, S0 and S1, and these select lines are connected to each and every multiplexer. See here, each and every multiplexer, and the outputs are taken. See how the outputs are. So here we are having 4 output lines. See here, okay. So this is how the multiplexers are interconnected. So we have understood that 4 resistors are there and 4 multiplexers are there. Okay. So now how the interconnections between the outputs of the resistors and the inputs of the multiplexers is made. So that is one of the important point to understand. Let's try to focus at this point. So how the interconnections are made here, A0 is connected to 0th input of the first multiplexer, and A1 is connected to 0th input of the second multiplexer. A2 is connected to 0th input of third multiplexer. A4 is connected to 0th input of fourth multiplexer. So what's happening? So what this common bus is, whatever the resistor that we would like to select. For example, if I would like to select this resistor and the data, assume that the data on this resistor is, I want the data on this resistor to be transferred to this resistor. So this is what we call it as memory transfer, right? So I want to make this data 0101 to be transferred to this resistor. So in order to make that, we have, so how the interconnections between the multiplexers and the resistors are made is, so every value, so we are considering this resistor as 00 resistor. So what is the value that is given for this resistor is 01. Other one is, this one is 01 and this is 10 and this is 11. Okay, so now what happens is, based upon the interconnections, A0 is connected to 0th line, A1 is connected to 0th input of this multiplexer, A2 is connected to 0th input of this multiplexer, which means that whenever we give the select lines as 00, what is the output that is generated here? See here, so here the value that is present is 1. Here the value, because A0 is connected to here, A1 is connected to this one, the value that is produced here is 0, because A1 is having 0. Similarly, if you take A2 value is 1 here and A3 value is 0 will be here. Okay, so now whenever the select lines are 00, what is the output that is generated on the multiplexer? Whenever the select line is 00, which line will get selected? So these interconnections are made to each and every multiplexer. So 0th input will get selected. So here we are going to have 1. Okay, and for this also the 0th input will get selected. So here the value will be 0. For this multiplexer also the 0th input will get selected. So what is the value that is there in 0th input? It is 1. And similarly if for this multiplexer also the 0th input will get selected and the value here is 0. See here, the value on resistor or resistor A is now on the common bus. See here, this is very important to understand how the resistor values are transferred onto the common bus. Now how this common bus will get interconnected is, okay, so how this common bus will get interconnected? So it is so each line, so it is going to have all the lines that are there for the common bus now will be connected in this way. Okay, and the input of these resistors will also get connected in this way. Okay, and similarly for this also. Is it 0th one? So I think I've so this way the values will get connected, and similarly for this also 0th line output will get connected to this one, and similarly these are the values. Okay, so now this one will get connected to this and this one will get connected. So now whenever the 0 select line is provided here, 0 select is provided, which means that this 0 is representing resistor A. 0 the select 0 is representing A, which means the data on our resistor A has to be brought onto the common bus. It is already arrived, and now this one will be produced as the input to each and every resistor. Okay, so now whenever we want to transfer the data onto resistor C, what we should do is we should give this load as 1. Whenever we give this load as 1, the data on this common bus will get transferred into this memory. So this is done by the control signal. So how those control signals will get generated, that we will try to understand in our later classes. Right now at this moment we want to transfer the data in R1 to so the data in resistor A to resistor C. So how the transfer is done is, that is done by using this common bus. So the common bus is one of the way to achieve the resistor transfer, memory transfers. Okay, so how the transfers are done is, it is done by using multiplexer. So the logic of multiplexers is used for the transfer of data from one resistor to another resistor. And what is the resistor transfer language for this? It is RA content will get transferred to bus. Okay, and what happens is, if simultaneously the load value is provided, now the bus value, the value in the bus will be transferred to RC. So this is the expression for resistor transfer language. See here, both the works are done simultaneously. So what's happening here is, first the value of RA will be transferred onto the bus, and now the value on the bus will get transferred onto resistor C. The value on the bus will get transferred onto resistor C. So this is how the memory transfers are done. So it is very important to understand. So this point is very important to understand. So till now, if you didn't get the idea, please watch that again and again. So watch this video again and again. And now let's try to understand, let's try to design another system, design a common bus system. Let's try to analyze this more. What is the logic behind the construction of the common bus? We'll try to analyze it in very clear way. For example, I want to create a common bus of 16-bit resistor, with a 16-bit resistor, and in our entire system, if we are having 8 resistors and the entire system is having 8 resistors, and each resistor is of size 16-bit. Now how many multiplexers are required? So the question is multiplexers, how many are required, and how many input lines for multiplexers? Input lines for how many lines are needed? So this is very important to understand. Pause this video for a while and think of the answer. So in order to create a common bus memory transfer environment for our system with 8 resistors, and each resistor is having 16 bits, how many multiplexers are required and how many input lines are given to each multiplexer? Think of it. Okay, so here we are having a resistor with 16 inputs. Assume that it is 16-bit input, 16-bit resistor, and in this way we are having 8 resistors. So how many multiplexers are required? So the answer is the number of multiplexers required are 16, and the number of input lines to each and every resistor is 8. So how I have decided this? How I have decided is, as we are having 16-bit resistor, the A naught of this will get connected to first multiplexer mux 0. Okay, and A1 will get connected to mux 1, and A2 will get connected to multiplexer 2. Similarly, A15 will get connected to multiplexer 15. So total we are having 0 to 15 means we are having 16 multiplexers. We need 16 multiplexers because the number of bits of a resistor are 16 bits. Okay, and how many input lines each and every multiplexer should have? Each and every multiplexer should have 8 input lines. How can we say that? Because to this multiplexer, for example, if you consider this as bigger one, so to this multiplexer 0, what are the input values that are connected? So I am saying that we need 8 input lines to each and every multiplexer. So how I have decided that? Is to this input line A naught will get connected, to this input line B naught will get connected. All the 0th outputs of the resistors will get connected to each and every resistor. So to this multiplexer, all the 0th outputs of each resistor will get connected. Similarly, if you take this resistor M1 to this multiplexer M1 to this multiplexer, all the first output A1. Okay, so all the first output values will get connected to this multiplexer. How many resistors are there? 8 resistors are there. So in order to transfer the data completely onto these multiplexers, we need 8 input lines to each and every multiplexer, and we need 16 multiplexers. Why we need 16 multiplexer? Because we are having 16 input lines. So this logic is bit tricky to understand. We are suggesting you to understand this point very clearly. Try to have clear idea in our mind that why we need 16 multiplexer and why we need input lines. This point is very important to understand because you will be asked with lots of gate bits were asked on this logic. So given the number of resistors and given the number of bits for each and every resistor, given the number of bits in each and every resistor, how many number of multiplexers are required and how many number of inputs are to be provided. So what kind of multiplexer has to be taken? Is it 8 by 1 multiplexer or 16 by 1 multiplexer? So how we are going to decide that these many number of multiplexers are required with these input values? So that decision is made based upon this logic. So the discussion, based upon this discussion, we are going to say that 16 multiplexers are required with each and every multiplexer is having 8 input lines. So this logic is very, very, very important to understand. So I am stressing it again and again because of the importance of this concept. Hope you got the clarity on this concept. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. And if you have any doubts regarding this concept, please post your doubt in the comment section below. And if you feel that this video is very much helpful to you, please give us a like symbol and please share this video with your friends so that they will also get benefited. Thanks for watching.